So many interesting candidates are making the switch to public life. One of them, who's contesting for Lok Sabha 2024 for the first time after a 40-year diplomatic career, is former Indian ambassador to the United States, Taranjit Singh Sandhu. He's the BJP's candidate from Amritsar in Punjab. Thank you very much, Mr. Sandhu, for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. First of all, this transformation from diplomat to politician, how has it been? Because generally it is said that diplomats have to be diplomatic about their job, but the last thing you want from a politician is to be diplomatic. So how has the transition been for you?
Well, Zaka, I would say that my role as ambassador was a public service. And somehow I feel that even as a politician, it's a continuation of a public service, even though the platform is a bit different.
But how would you describe the differences between being a politician as a people's representative, as a directly elected people's representative, and the difference in being in government service as a diplomat who often is seen as sort of servicing the politician or at the service of the politician?
I don't know. Look, the differences you are well aware of. There are very high expectations. There are expectations on both sides. I mean, as ambassador of India to the United States, I think the challenges were quite big. Expectations were high. But I'm glad that we were able to transform the relationship into a partnership. Here, especially in Amritsar, and you may be surprised a bit, the focus on development is something new, and people seem to be quite hungry for development. The situation of the city is not that good. I mean, some years ago, whether it was in 60s or 70s, Amritsar was one of the leading top 10 cities of India. And today, if you look at it, lots of problems: law and order, drugs, cleanliness. The city requires a shape-up.
Mr. Sandhu, your family has been associated with Amritsar city for a very long time, 3-4 generations now, right from the time of your grandfather. Tell us a little bit more about your family's connection with the city of Amritsar and whether that played a role in this calling, this second coming for you, as it were, jumping into electoral politics.
You are right, Zaka. My grandfather, Sardar Teja Singh Samundri, was a freedom fighter. At that time, the Gurdwara reform movement was also part of the overall freedom struggle because the colonial masters, the British, had controlled the Gurdwara, and through that, they were trying to control the Sikhs. This was way back in the 20s, and my grandfather died in Lahore jail. His martyrdom is very much recognized. There's a building in Darbar Sahib complex, Teja Singh Samundri Hall, which is the headquarters of SGPC. That is named in his memory. And he also did a lot for education reform movement. At that time, established schools in Samundri Tehsil as well as in Amritsar, the district, and one of them was also a women's college, a women's school at that time. My father, who studied in that village school, became the principal of Khalsa College, Amritsar, and later the first vice chancellor of Guru Nanak Dev University. In this border areas, Guru Nanak Dev University really helped to push the education. And my mother, who did a doctorate from United States way back in 1958 in 2 years, came back and taught in Government College for Women Amritsar and became its principal. So that's the legacy I carry, and I am very determined and excited. In fact, that's been a motivating factor for me to come back to my home city and bring about development of the people here.
But Mr. Sandhu, you also realize that this is a challenging seat for the BJP. Your two predecessors, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, Mr. Arun Jaitley, both of whom contested in the last elections, they lost. So what gives you the confidence that you will be able to do better than the two of them?
There's a saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Now, I don't want to take a full claim of that. If you actually come down to Amritsar, you will see the situation on the ground, that so much can be done for the development of the people. And those are, maybe you are finding it very general, but let me tell you, the income generation in agriculture, industry, and tourism, you may be surprised that we have 1.5 lakh visitors every day. And on the weekend, it goes to 2.5 lakhs. If those visitors we can convert into tourists, you can imagine how much it will help the local economy. There are similar, so many examples in the industry and agriculture. And I put those proposals out. I must tell you that the people are listening, the youth is listening, and particularly the women folk, who also need a lot of boost in the developments. And Prime Minister Modi's many schemes which help special groups, especially the women and backwards, those schemes have not even come to utilization in Amritsar.
Mr. Sandhu, rightfully or wrongfully, there is a perception, particularly amongst some people in the Sikh community, that the Modi government is anti-Sikh, whether it's because of the farmers' protests and the way in which it responded to it, or whether it's because of the Khalistani issue. How do you counter that perception that the BJP is anti-Sikh?
I was in Washington, D.C. as Deputy Ambassador in 2014, when Prime Minister Modi took charge, came to the United States. And I know every time he's there, he's very keen to meet the Sikh community. But at that time, for years, the blacklists were only expanding. A drastic cut down of blacklists took place at that time. And look at some of the celebrations that have been undertaken, whether it is Guru Gobind Singh's birthday celebrations or Veer Bal Divas. First time, people all over India and abroad have got to know about the sacrifices of the young sons of Guru Gobind Singh. Similarly, a number of other initiatives, whether for Darbar Sahib or for other areas. So I don't think that perception is correct. It's deliberately created for politics. And I am excited that we are going to persuade Prime Minister Modi to give a special package for Amritsar, just like for other holy cities.
All right, I want to get one final word from you, and because it happened just in the last few days, Maryam Nawaz, who's the Pakistan Punjab Chief Minister, she's extended an olive branch saying that there is a Punjabiyat connection between the Punjab in Pakistan and the Punjab here in India, and there should be some degree of normalization of the relationship between India and Pakistan, particularly when it comes to the trade issue. Just on that Punjabiyat connection, as a diplomat turned politician, how would you see this extension of an olive branch by Maryam Nawaz?
You know the history very well. You know the initiatives that were taken by Prime Minister Modi. You know he, against a whole lot of advice, went specially for the marriage, which at that time, then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif had extended the invite to him. So a lot of initiatives have taken place. But the point which you are raising actually concerns connectivity. And from that, Amritsar will benefit in a big way. And connectivity is also linked in air connectivity, because the air cargo in Amritsar, the utilization, the facilities are all there, but only 20% is being utilized. Similarly, we have a lot of scope of exporting our vegetables and fruits, including some of our industrial products, to Middle East, particularly UAE, Saudi Arabia. You are aware of India, Middle East, Europe corridor. And when Prime Minister Modi last month was in UAE, he signed an agreement. So Amritsar can benefit out of this connectivity. And I'm confident that if our products are sold in Middle East and even further, then this transit through Pakistan will automatically get approved. You know, the trade was essentially stopped by Pakistan. So that initiative being taken by them, they need to take a full initiative on that and extend and open this trade. And I'm sure that will bring prosperity to people of Amritsar.
All right, Taranjit Singh Sandhu, former Indian ambassador to the United States, now the BJP's candidate from Amritsar seat. We'll see, and we'll be in touch with you. We'll see how this electoral journey plays out for you.